"15 teens you won't believe actually exist." Fake teenage mother. Not to be confused with Gabby Rodriguez, the girl that faked pregnancy as a social experiment, this anonymous 16-year-old girl faked triplets in order to receive gifts and donations. To fake the ultrasound and the telltale baby bump, which fooled even her boyfriend, the girl used fakeababy.com and carried the act all the way out until she was ready for her C-section, at which point she suffered a rather convenient miscarriage. The tiniest teen. Hannah Kritzek may just be 39 inches tall, but that isn't stopping this boisterous 19-year-old from living life to the fullest. Afflicted with premortal dwarfism, an extremely rare condition seen in only 100 people, Kritzek ensures the disease doesn't hold her back and has taken up ballet and hip-hop classes. People with premortal dwarfism typically don't live past the age of 30, and Hannah is sure to enjoy every day of her potentially shortened lifespan. Teen with bloody tears. Hemophobics may want to look away from Marnie Harvey, the teen with a mysterious condition that causes her to bleed several times a day from her ears and eyes. The ailment is so rare that Marnie is thought to be the only person in the world suffering from it. Her first episode in 2013 proved frightening to her and her family, especially as the blood proved to be painful to her eyes. The incidents and accompanying migraines have hindered Marnie's way of life, forcing her to quit jobs, schooling, and avoid even going out while doctors struggle to find the cause. The sleeping teen. Georgia Green suffers from something that many teenagers may think is the greatest disease ever, but Klein-Levin syndrome makes it extremely difficult for the 19-year-old girl to really live her life. Dubbed the real-life sleeping beauty, Green suffers from a neurological sleeping disorder that sometimes has her bedridden for almost a week at a time. The rarity of the disease is extremely high and has no pattern to it, meaning Green is unable to live a normal life, including attending school and work, without it being interrupted. The skeletal teen. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and for Ellen Litzau, she thought her beauty was going to determine her popularity, especially after suffering torment as a slightly overweight child. To try and achieve this, the then 17-year-old girl became anorexic, her weight dropping to a deadly 77 pounds. She wouldn't even drink water as she struggled to maintain what she believed to be the best weight for her. The episode started when she found herself getting popular after accidentally losing a modest amount of weight while swimming. Though she neared death, Ellen survived her dangerous weight loss. The living teen doll. A 15-year-old girl named Lee Hee Dene took plastic surgery to a new level when she underwent cosmetic surgery to go from a normal teenager to a living doll. The young girl allegedly went for the change to win back her ex-boyfriend, a drastic measure taken as she currently looks less human and more doll or cartoon-like. Although some believe the photos were doctored, Lee Hee Dene attests that the alterations made to her chin, eyes, and jaw are real. Teen allergic to water. Imagine being allergic to one of the most vital resources to most biological existence. Every time you touch water, your skin breaks out into hives and your joints bleed, causing bruises. This is the life of Alexander Allen, who at the age of 12 years old found out that she was allergic to water. The condition is known as aquagenic urticaria and has been seen in only 50 documented cases. Whether it's chlorinated, fresh, or salt water, Allen's skin will break out into painful welts and rashes, just as any other allergy. The undead teen. Zombies are real, just not in the rotting, flesh-eating way that we know them. When she was 17 years old, Haley Smith suffered from Cotard syndrome, otherwise known as the walking corpse syndrome. It's said that Cotard patients have a feeling of being dead or believe their body parts no longer exist. Smith started to feel this way after her parents divorced and began to lead an uncaring life, believing she could eat and do what she wanted because she was dead. According to Smith, watching Disney movies helped her with her affliction. Giraffe teen. With 3 extra vertebrae in his neck, the 15-year-old giraffe boy was unable to hide exactly what was wrong with him. Fu Wanggu was a visual marvel, having a neck so long that any image of him would immediately be deemed photoshopped. The poor giraffe boy of China suffered not only the physical deformity, but also the pain and added stress that came with it. Unable to walk normally, his life was greatly hindered, and as a public scrutiny took its toll, it became rare for Wanggu to go out in public. Beijing doctors believe they could decrease the length of his neck by fusing vertebrae together. The purge teen. If there's ever a case for the influence that Hollywood has on young minds, it's the spree of an arguably evil 19-year-old Jonathan Cruz. On May 12, 2016, Cruz partook in a murder spree that he connected with the concept of the horror film series The Purge. At the end of his 4-day purge, Cruz left 3 individuals dead and took part in 3 robberies. By the time Cruz was picked up, the accusations against him racked up 5 different felonies and possible gang involvement. Electro Teen. Spider-Man villain in the making, Deepak Jangra, is an amazing specimen of just how incredible the human race can be. When his mother's heater was in need of repair, Deepak took the job and inadvertently found that he could withstand electrical currents. The young boy decided to take things to incredibly dangerous levels to see what he could survive. So one day, he climbed an electrical pole in his village and touched a high-tension wire with a current of 11,000 volts passing through it. The boy survived, turning him into an impossible modern marvel. The Mole Teen. Being a teenager with some sort of physical deformity is tough enough, but when that deformity makes its way all over your body that's impossible to miss, it takes a tough soul and courageous mind to deal with it. When Sierra Swearingen was born, her body was covered in mole-like birthmarks. From head to toe, the young girl was speckled in oversized marks. At 19 years old, the condition of giant congenital melanocytic nevus is still evident, but Sierra's attitude leaves her feeling proud over looking different, allowing her to live as normal a life as possible. Thick-skinned teen. Hunter Steinitz may look nothing like a normal 18-year-old in her pictures, but she most certainly is as normal as they come on the inside. When Hunter was born, she was diagnosed with harlequin ichthyosis, a rare disorder that turns her skin into hardened, dry cells. There's no fatty moisture between skin cells, meaning she is constantly on the verge of dehydration. She can't close her eyes, needs to wear a wig, and the tightness of her skin keeps her from fully flexing her fingers. Despite this painful disease, Hunter has worked against it and attended university to speak out about harlequin ichthyosis. The 90-year-old teen. If you've seen Jack, you've partially seen the story of Colombian teenager Magali Gonzalez Sierra, who suffers from Hutchinson's-Gilford progeria syndrome. At the age of just 15 years old, Magali looks more like a 90-year-old woman, with telltale signs like aged skin, frail frame, and loss of hair. When Magali was born, she was given 13 years to live, but has been living a quality of life that is unexpectedly optimistic. Though she cannot walk on her own and requires constant medical attention, the young girl enjoyed events like a traditional, large 15th birthday party. The werewolf teen. The family of Jesus Akevis suffered from a rare disease known as hypertrichosis. At the age of 12 years old, Jesus was covered from head to toe in hair, looking more like a costume for the Wolfman than a normal teenager. By the time he was 13, he worked at the circus as Chewy the Wolfman. Not being the only one in his family with the condition, Jesus recruited his younger cousins, Larry and Danny, to join him in the circus, turning them into an incredible act of teenage wolf people. Subscribe for more.